about yourself all you want to, man. Like, you got the floor for as long as you want. Tell everybody about you, and then we'll get into like funny or embarrassing life stories.
Right on. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, we try to make it pretty fucking simple. Yeah, pretty fucking simple.
Yeah, sounds simple enough. Yeah, that's for sure.
That's what they've always said about me, Dan. I'm just really simple. So, give me a second. I'm going to start the music here.
Simple Mark.
Simple Mark.
Feel free to curse. You can say fuck, cock, shit, damn, cunt. Doesn't matter.
All right, copy that.
Always deep with the jumbled bereavement. 1, 2, 3, psychiatrist, ketamine, anyone. Answer never moved in an encyclopedia. Dad, can we get a little kitty with a gay wrestling promoter? We wrote his group with legs like bone. This is my worst holiday. This is my worst holiday. This is my worst holiday.
All right, and today's episode is brought to you by us. Yeah, you guessed it, fuckers. It's brought to you by us. We want your money, so go to www. What the hell is it?
MyWorstHoliday.com.
No.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
God damn it,
I know, it's been a while.
I first guessed it a long time.
I haven't heard the intro in forever.
Yeah, well, you know, the place where you give money to people. That's the place where it's, God damn it. Either way. And today we have a very special guest. I seen this guy up in Lake Geneva at the Christian Trist Magic Show Center. His name is Shock Illusionist Dan Sperry. And for Room next to my bathroom, my basement, this is my worst holiday. Dan, say hello.
Hey, what's up, folks? Thanks for having me on and all that.
You're welcome. You're so very welcome. Hey, tell everybody about you, where they can find you. Yeah, you've got the floor for as long as you want there, brother.
Yeah, I mean, right now you can probably find me on the I-94 freeway. Definitely speeding, so don't. I probably shouldn't have even said that part. But, and then yeah, just Instagram and all that stuff. Just at Dan Sperry, and Facebook is Dan Sperry Official. A little bit different, so. Whatever people even, I don't know, whatever people use now, just find me on there.
Awesome. Yeah. So tell everybody like all your accolades. God, you sold out like Vegas, and you've been on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, kind of been all over. I'm originally from the Midwest, originally from Minnesota, but I lived in Chicago for a bit. Then relocated to Vegas, then relocated to New York City. Or not relocated. Well, yeah, that would be the same thing. Moved to New York City, then went back to Vegas, and then I've been there ever since. And I think I'm thinking about moving to Florida now. So looking to move to Florida, that's the next step. So.
All right.
Well, I'll guarantee it's better than the fucking Midwest. Yeah. So.
I like it here, man.
You know what, though? I mean, every time I come back, like through the Midwest, like I always, usually like when I'm on the road, I lose weight. But when I come through the Midwest, that's like I gain weight because there's like, oh man, there's A&W, or there's a Culver's, and yeah, we don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
In Vegas, so then I'm like, God damn it, now I'm gonna have to eat that because it's like nostalgia, and I just have to, And then I don't even I'm not even a beer drinker, but I'm like, I gotta drink some hams or some Grain Belt, just so that I can like feel like I know what I'm doing, or like, yeah, I don't know.
Feel like you belong. Yeah. I was from here once, people.
What's a Grain Belt?
It's a beer. It's just an awful beer, but kind of a classic thing.
No, I like the hams though. From the land of sky blue water. That's old. That's how old I am. I know that commercial.
Jesus Christ, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
It was a bunch of cartoons drinking beer, like a bear and a bunny and shit like that, and paddling around a lake. And they're like, yeah, the hams, they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what my beer my beer commercials were?
What?
Weather!
Oh God, that's awful. God, that's awful.
That's what I had to deal with.
Yeah.
Clark Bud. Why, sir?
Oh, yeah.
That was a good
I got a story about that.
All right.
So anyway, so where are you heading to right now, Dan?
I'm on my way headed to Detroit actually. So I got two things in Detroit tomorrow and Saturday, and then I work my way back south and west back to Vegas, and I have a little bit of time off. Then I have to go to Italy. So
Nice.
one of those things.
What's
world traveler?
Yeah, no shit. What are you playing in Italy?
It's this conference thing at a casino. It's I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I was there like 10 years ago, but the sucky part is it's like an hour and a half outside of like I don't know, Rome or something. I can't even remember where it's flying, but it's in like the mountains, and it's in a castle that's been converted to like a casino up there. So it's like super cool. You feel like you're James Bond.
That's pretty cool.
It's just a bit of a trek to get out there, but it's pretty cool once you're there.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow, it sounds like you stay pretty fucking busy, man.
Yeah, I try to, definitely trying to, but yeah, I've been very, very lucky to be busy lately, and even playing the Tristan Chris Theater for the first time there in Lake Geneva, like you said.
Yeah, well, it was how the time worked out because we was just getting into town that day, and you were the second show. And they showed a picture of both of them. Like, I'd rather see this guy, So, and my daughter and her daughter's friend is like, yeah, he's hot. Let's go see him. I'm like, I can tell he's hot. He's got makeup on. He's like, oh, we know. Oh, he's hot. We know. I'm like, all right. So, and then the lady at the counter broke her heart and said he was married. So,
yeah. See, magic's not real.
Oh yeah, it's pretty amazing, because I'm watching him, and like how many doves? Is like 5 doves, like at the beginning of your show. It's like just poof, like right there, like it's fucking amazing. And my wife,
thanks.
Yeah, and my wife's like where do you think they come from? And I go, how do you think the dove feels? He's like, where the fuck did I just come from? Like
my friend had a birthday party.
Balloons, and off you go.
Yeah. My friend had a birthday party for her daughter. She turned 9 a couple weeks ago, and they had a magician there. Mm-hmm. And this guy brought out a dove. Well, this man didn't anticipate that the neighborhood dog was roaming around.
Oh no!
This dog almost got the dove.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, it was like you saw little feathers go. Like that's.
Oh no! Shit, that close.
It nipped him for sure. So he's like, oh, okay. He's going back in his box.
Yeah, he's just sleeping.
Hey, Harriet Mantel's watching. She played Alice on the Brady Bunch movie. Hey, Harriet.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. Yep. All right, hit us with a story, Dan. What do you got, buddy?
Well, I don't know. Like, we're my worst holiday. I mean, are we going like family stuff or individual stuff?
It doesn't matter.
Kind of how the format is.
Whatever's funny. When I made the show, it was going to be holidays, and then I expanded it out to everything else. I'm like, why am I pigeonholing myself? No, just any funny date, wedding, bachelor party, bachelorette party, something your mother-in-law did, whatever. As long as it's funny. Yeah,
get down to the nitty-gritty.
That's it.
We want to hear something dirty.
Yeah.
Whatever you got.
There was. I was in Australia. Well, okay, talking about like kids party things. So there was one time I was doing a kids party, and it was when I was living in Chicago, and I didn't know, so they when you talk to the parents and you're like putting together the show for the kids party, sometimes they don't necessarily always disclose every family detail, and why would they? Whatever. Point being is that the little 8-year-old Billy that was the birthday boy that I was doing the show for. He had like braces on his legs, like very, very clear and obvious, like
Forrest
bionic,
Gump?
like Forrest Gump kind of stuff going on down there, right?
Right.
Which is fine, but he can't walk. Okay, so it's like, all right, well, I didn't need to know that, but usually, like, I would always try to highlight the birthday kid as like the star of the show. So
did you make him walk?
Yeah. His mobility. What's that?
Did you make him walk?
Fuck off.
Yeah, right. Like he'll pass the plate, but no.
He's not a minister.
I'm like, all right, well, I can work with this. So when I get there, The kids are like in another part of the house having cake and pizza and milk because that's what they always fucking gave you, right? Like milk with dairy and more dairy. And so
oh no,
that's what they're doing. And there's so they explain this to me. Once I get there, I'm like, that's cool because there's like a little mini couch, like a love seat just to the right hand side of where I'm like setting up. So I'm like, he can chill right there, and then I can like go to him, and it's fine. Okay, I get set up. The kids come in, they're all hyped up and whatever on sugar from cake and pizza and ice cream and whatever. And so little Billy's sitting there, and there's another friend of his that's a bit larger that sits next to him, right? Like a bit larger. Like he likes pizza and cake and ice cream a lot, and so he's
more than most.
The rest of the kids are all like filing in and sitting on the floor. It's a wooden floor, so it's all squeaky, and they're uncomfortable, so it's like obnoxious. And so I would do weird stuff in my kid show that was like unconventional, I guess, for kid shows or whatever. And one of the things I did was I would pick my nose and make these really enormous, like gross boogers appear out of my nose, and then I'd eat them.
Oh gosh!
My nose and eat my own boogers, right? And I'm doing this, and the kids are going like out of their mind, and they're freaking out, and they're laughing, and they're going nuts. And in my peripheral vision, I see the birthday kid like laughing and smacking his leg brace because he can't really make contact with his leg, and then the other kid is laughing hysterically. He's covering his mouth, like rocking back and forth. I'm like, this is great.
Right.
This is going fine.
I'm nailing it.
No problem. I can deal with this situation. It's not that limiting. So we're good. And so I'm going on, picking my nose, his kids are going crazy, and the larger kid is starting to go, no, stop. And I still think he's like belly laughing and leaning. No, he's actually getting sick.
Oh no.
Because the trick has grossed him out. Like usually like kids can handle this, I would have assumed, right?
Right.
No, not them, they're all pussies. And so the kid's freaking out. And he's
them pussy kids.
And so he pukes. But because he's covering his mouth, instead of the vomit going forward, it's shooting out each side.
Oh.
And so it's going everywhere. It's going all over him. And it's really kind of more so liquid because, cake,
ice cream. Yeah.
And the pizza, it's just awful, right? It's just yellowy, like white liquid going all over. And with sprinkles and shit, right?
It was sprinkles. It was vomit with sprinkles.
And the poor kid the birthday kid that can't walk is sitting next to him because he's wedged into this little fucking love seat.
Yeah.
He's getting like hosed with the vomit.
He's got no escape.
He can't move, and I can't save him because I don't want to get involved, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to pick him up. Like, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but, I didn't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
So, like, just tell me what to do. How do I do it?
Right.
Whatever. The dad came in and took him off like Saving Private Ryan, and it's fine. So that's where I ended that show.
I've been hit. I
couldn't win him over. It was over, They were done. So, what are you going to do?
I'll go, voila, and pull out a scarf, like something to wipe it up with,
Yeah, that one was pretty wild.
Ta-da!
And then there was another time. This one's really weird. I don't always tell this one. It's not so much. It's not funny. It's
so no. After the kid got done puking, did you go magic show?
No. I made my two doves appear, and I, GTFO.
Everybody, we are talking to Dan Shock, Illusionist, Dan Sperry. He's fantastic. So far, he's told just a great story here. But anyway, go ahead and go on, Dan.
This one, though, I was saying, I don't always tell because it's pretty graphic, pretty nuts. So I'm doing another birthday show, and it's outside. Again, it's for like little 8-year-olds or whatever, right?
Right.
And this was for a birthday girl.
Like God, I'm picturing the show that you did, like this heavy metal show. Your face is painted with a scar down the middle, like when I seen you, and then you're like, so I'm at an 8-year-old's party.
Yeah, I didn't have the makeup on necessarily, but it's pretty wild stuff, for kids. Because I was like influenced to make my kids show, way back in the day. Like, because I used to watch like Ren and Stimpy and reruns of Mr. Bill and stuff. So like I was, I thought that was funny and into that, And South Park was, still new and all that. So kind of just all that, was very much so an influence. So, but I get to this one show, and like I said, it's outside, so all the kids are outside for tetherball and I don't know, whatever, squirt guns or something. And there's one kid who's like sitting kind of on the porch, like almost pouting, or like brooding, like he's the nerd kid or the left out kid. All the other kids are having fun, and they're not asking him, to play. Or maybe he's like, as I would see this sometimes, maybe he's like the brother, and he's just jealous because it's not his day.
Maybe that kid just sucks. You don't know, Dan. That kid just might suck.
He might just be a bastard. Who knows?
Yeah,
But so,
I'm just devil's advocate here. That kid sucks.
Well, spoiler alert.
Okay.
So I'm just like, geez, I'm trying to set up, and this kid's just kind of hanging around, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna get set up here. Joe's not gonna have it for about 10 minutes, but obviously you're early, but don't worry, there's not a bad seat because there's plenty of places to sit. I'm just trying to feed him like the nice way of saying, like, kick rocks, like I'm trying to set up.
Right.
But being weird, And so, whatever, he eventually just kind of wanders off, and I kind of forget about it. So now it's like, okay, time to do the show. Everybody gather around. Sit down. All right, little Sally, the birthday girl, come, sit up front, and with all your friends around. And this kid is starting to be a little problem, and he won't come sit down. So now I'm definitely thinking like, oh, this has to be the brother, and he's throwing a tantrum because it's not his day, and blah blah. So they're talking very delicately to him, instead of being like, Thomas, go sit, this is just, they're just like, hey, Thomas, come on now. Hey, come on, buddy. And it's not working, right? Because it never works. Like, that coddling like that never works.
Right,
like,
right. How about get your ass to your room and straighten up? Don't come out until you're unfucked, all right? Yeah.
And so,
you want a present? How about my foot in your ass? Get your ass up to your room and...
do something, or kneel on a broomstick. I don't know. I don't have kids anyway, by the way, obviously. So don't worry about that.
We weren't chosen for a reason, Dan. It's okay.
So they finally kind of get him calmed down, and I start the show, and then he at one point gets up and picks up a basketball and starts coming at me with it, like he's gonna throw it at me. Now, mind you, this is like an 8-year-old, and I'm like 23 at the time or something. Like,
you can take him.
Gonna do? I'm just gonna, I could blow in your direction and knock you over.
Yeah, come at me, bro. I'll beat your fucking ass.
Come at me.
Where's your dad at? I'll beat him up too.
Oh, bro. What do you got, bro?
I would punch that basketball out of the air, and it would ricochet into your fucking forehead. But so whatever, he's like coming up to me, and I'm like, oh, geez, here we go. And he tries to chuck, the ball at me, like all of a sudden it's impromptu dodgeball, and I just kind of catch it, and just kind of roll it behind me, like, that was cool, right? Now, why don't you sit down? We're not gonna do that, because the hard part when the kids act up and the parents don't do anything is because they're not your kids. Or, like, where's the what can you get away with as far as discipline, especially, or like trying to maintain some order if they start turning into psychopaths, like this kid is about to do, right?
Right.
So that's so now the warning signs are really starting to show, like, all right, this kid's weird, like something's off with this kid. I better watch him.
Little Billy.
He stands up and he starts coming at me with a fist or something like that. Like, I'm trying to remember some of the details, but whatever. So then, now the parents are, saying, come on, Thomas, just sit down. And he's, crossing his arms and, moving his shoulders around, like, don't touch me. And, I'll sit out where, right? So whatever. Out of nowhere, though, at one point, he just stands up, marches to the front, military turns 180, winds back, and kicks the birthday girl square in the teeth.
Oh, my God!
As they're all sitting there, all the kids, and I'm trying to do my weird magic show, and then there's this like, you know, domestic assault. And little Thomas like says like some, you know, six separate Tyrannus, you know,
Six separate Tyrannus.
YouTube Brute.
Or something, you know, and then takes off and runs down in the, you know, the beta male nerd dad that can't, you know, maintain anything, you know, tries to waddle on after him, you know, while his daughter is finally sitting, you know, straight up like Undertaker, and starts crying for her mom, and a big like spitty, snotty, bloody bubble pops out of her mouth, you know, and it was just like. It was a horror movie, and you know the mom's, you know, freaking out, and then the kids are freaking out too, and it's chaos. And I realized, you know, no, that wasn't. I started doing the math. You know, that's not the little brother. That's like the weird neighbor kid. That we have to invite, you know, because like he'd be watching them from his
Right.
window.
Yeah, you got to invite him over.
It's John Ritter's kid. It's the problem child.
I can even hear the little girl going, Billy sucks. I don't want Billy here. He beats up people.
The window's open, and he's been listening the whole time, you know, as he's sharpening a screwdriver.
Yeah.
I'm going to stab a motherfucker today.
All right. The good son.
The
All
good
right.
son.
I changed from the problem child to the good son.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, that one was pretty wild.
That's
God.
Hey, very vivid imagery, brother. I'm digging it. Yeah. I painted a fucking just great picture in my head of this child. Little bastard.
Yeah, I feel like
he's got to be
if you always encountered, everybody's encountered a kid like that, you know, in class growing up, or at one of these, you know, parties, or maybe they live next to one, or, you know, somebody's always encountered the weird obligatory invite kid, you know.
Yeah, right.
He's got to be of legal age now. Do you want to fuck him up?
we'll hunt that little prick down.
He might be, you know, on, you know, Michigan Avenue yelling at mailboxes right now.
No, he's in Cicero Avenue under the bridge collecting change. Wiping down windshields with newspapers and piss water.
God. Wow. So that's in Chicago, huh?
That's fucking awesome. Hey, if you guys aren't familiar with Dan Sperry, go on YouTube. I'm pretty sure right away, like AGT Dan Sperry will pop up, the Illusionist. This guy's pretty kick-ass. He looks like he's in an industrial metal band, and I love it.
But yeah, so I mean, that's, you know, what's weird sometimes I think about those stories, because I mean, you guys saw my show, but you know, sometimes people who maybe don't know exactly what they're getting into, you know, they go like, oh my God, like, you know, is this okay to bring my kids to or something? You know, my little kid, what if my little kid
my daughter's my daughter
saw some pretty gnarly stuff.
Yeah, my daughter and her
magic show, so you know,
right. My daughter and her friend who came with us for the weekend, they're 14 and 15. And it was safe for them. I mean, they loved every bit of it. And Jade, my daughter's friend, said, "Ask him how he did the razor blade thing." And I go, "No, like you don't ask the magician how he did the razor blade thing." Like,
no, yeah. There's a saying. It's like bratwurst. You like it till you know how it's
made. Yeah. Yeah, get on there and watch him do the lifesaver trick. Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
The breath saver trick. That'll blow your fucking mind.
Or the string or dental floss or whatever you use out the eye. That was fucking. And I watched Dr. Pimple Popper. Oh man, that's awesome. So have you ever had like a kid or somebody or like, I'm going to expose you. Like, I know your tricks. Have you ever had somebody like that at a party do that? Or try to figure it out?
I mean, yes and no. You know, I don't want to say no but because maybe, and I just didn't realize, you know, or I didn't overhear. But I think like it just depends. You know, that type of thing doesn't really happen because of just how it gets presented. You know, it's hard to explain, but you know, you guys have seen kind of what I do. So, you know, it's serious, but it's not taken too serious.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not really set up as a contest between me versus you guys. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
Right.
look what I just did, and you don't know how it's done. You know, it's more like it's more about the journey. You know,
Right.
It's not,
And you do.
it's not,
Yeah.
You really do.
kudos
You
to the
take
chick's arms. It's like you know, it's more about just the whole experience, her reaction, and you know, jumping out and all that. You know.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
You really do. Your show really does take the audience on a journey, and I enjoyed it from start to finish. I guarantee you, if you're not blown the fuck away by the first 5 minutes of his show, you don't have a pulse. You're not alive. You're dead inside. You just die.
I love illusions. I love magic. Like
God.
I'm telling you, even that guy at the birthday, Pitsy's kid called this guy out, by the way. He did a Rubik's Cube trick or whatever.
yeah.
And Jeff Pitts' kid's like, hey, the other Rubik's Cube's in the bottom of the bag.
He's autistic.
Well, guess
Okay.
what? He's smart because it was. But this guy blew us away. He's like, oh yeah, he had one wrapped up in duct tape, and he goes, I bet this is the same exact figures as that other one.
Yeah.
Took the tape off there or whatever, same exact fucking colors around the whole thing.
Wow.
I couldn't
Okay.
believe it. I'm like, how the fuck did he do that? But I guess that was part
Magic
of magic show. I was blown away. I was like a child there. I'm thoroughly impressed. And I go, hey man, I would like to learn magic. And he goes, do you like getting laid? And I said, yeah. He goes, don't learn magic. And I'm like, what? Fuck. Oh, I thought that would help out.
So where was your favorite place to perform?
Man, you know, it kind of depends, really. I mean, I like Chicago a lot. Those crowds are always fun. I just kind of, really, honestly, kind of anywhere in the Midwest. That was my first time in Lake Geneva. You know,
It's
Yeah.
cool. It's a cool place.
So you guys came on Saturday, right? Were you there Friday night?
Friday night. Yeah, we rolled in Friday night.
Okay,
we-
all right, because Saturday night's show, we not only sold out again, but we sold out all the beer, which had also never happened there before.
Oh my God.
So we're setting records there in Lake Geneva. So like that, you know, to me that's fun too because that shows that the audience is having fun, or they're just miserable. They're trying to escape. Now that I think about it, maybe not.
Well, you need all that beer to wash down all that cheese. Did you have a New Glarus beer? Did you have like a Spotted Cow or Two Women?
No.
Oh my God, you're missing it. That beer, and it's only sold in Wisconsin.
You're not missing anything, Dan.
It's a good beer. It's a good beer.
Like I said, I'm just really not a beer drinker. I'm just like a
Yeah.
Scotch and whiskey guy.
I am
So-
too.
There you
I
go,
am too.
yeah.
I'm a big Scotch guy. I drink
Yeah.
Scotch all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I only stay in the Scotch lane, really. Yeah.
You know, I Scotch and Irish whiskeys. I'm a big fan of both of those. I don't like American bourbons.
No, I hate them. I like no, just get them away. I turn into like a real like snooty aristocrat, you know, like
Yes.
about that stuff.
No, I don't turn into one. I am one. I make no air. I put on no airs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you had one of
And
those feathery, those floofy things.
Yeah, the floofy collar. Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and now, do you like a good cigar as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a Maduro guy. You know, I like.
Oh,
Me too. God.
Whoa.
All right.
Did you
fucker.
guys become best friends?
Yep. All right. Next time you're in Chicago, we're gonna have to hook up.
Oh, you should shout out Cigar Bundles of Miami.
Oh,
There you
Cigar
go.
Bundles of
There
Miami.
you
That's
go.
right. Yeah, if you like a good cigar, go to Cigar Bundles of Miami, and it's a San Andreas Maduro pigtail, and it's one of my favorite. Oh God, it's so good, and it's all hand wrapped, and it's like $70 for like 20, so it's really reasonably priced.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'll definitely check that out. That sounds cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go on there and get those guys. They're. I can also send you I'll send you the link too, because they're my heroes. Those guys are fucking great for a good price.
So
you on them to like give you a little affiliate, kickback, like sponsored by.
I've just pitched them forever, and they just give me a good deal on cigars, is what they do. They don't pay me anything, but I get a few extra. When I order cigars, he throws in like 4 or 5 extras for me to try. Extra sticks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Hey, I saw you you performed at the Magic Castle quite a bit.
Yeah.
How was that? I've always wanted to. I've never been to LA. I've always been curious about that place.
I don't miss it much.
No? Really?
No, oh god, gross.
I heard is there like a dress code there and shit? You gotta wear a blazer.
Gross.
Yeah, the castle is pretty dope. It's it's an old mansion, like from turn of the century practically.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of history there too. Like just even outside of Magic, like Cary Grant was on the board, and Neil Patrick Harris was just several years ago the president and stuff. So
wow. NPH, no shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, involved with that. But yeah, there's a dress code, but the first time I worked there, you're allowed a small guest list if you're working,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm 17. I'm not even supposed to be there. I just got
17 working there.
Yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be there.
Holy fuck!
I got invited to be there. I worked a gig, and the president at the time was there and saw my act and invited me to work a week contract, which is what they usually offer. They put you through a week rotation, kind of like if you're working like a comedy club circuit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was 17, and I had a buddy of mine, another magician that I knew, that was living in LA, and we had kind of known each other for several years because we were close enough in age. And so he had moved to LA, so I was like, hey, can you pick me up at the airport, help get me set up, because he had been to the castle before, I had not. So he helped me get set up in there. We're going down Melrose, and with Melrose Boulevard, which is just a few blocks from the castle, going to get something to eat or something, and Heidi Fleiss calls me Sid Vicious or something, because I'm just like a little fucking weird. She was fucking with me,
Heidi Fleiss.
Like, oh shit, that's Heidi Fleiss. She had just opened a shop there or something when she was trying to go legit for
right.
time or some shit. And so I just started talking to her, and my mom had flown out from Minnesota because she was like, holy shit, this is a big deal, and so I remember I had to put my guest list in, and it was my guest list was my mom and Heidi Fleiss.
Do you say hello, madam? Do you?
How do you?
No, but yeah, they were like, because I was they didn't know who the fuck I was.
17 years old.
Oh my god,
hanging out with madams.
Yeah, is there anybody you could introduce me to, Heidi, for the evening? Is there anyone I could hang out with, Heidi? God.
Yeah, but no, they were like, "What the fuck is this? Like, are you fucking with us?" I was like, "No, like she wanted to come. She's bringing her brother."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
You're like, Mom, this is Heidi Fleiss. Heidi Fleiss, this is my mom.
Dude, that's awesome. That's a Irish holiday in its own.
Absolutely.
Holy shit, that's fucking amazing. So when did you first get into magic? Like how old were you?
Well, I had sort of been introduced to it, like aware of what it is, magic tricks, whatever. When I was pretty young, like maybe 5, I saw David Copperfield. But I didn't really get really into it, like wanting to pursue it a bit more seriously. Maybe 11, so maybe a couple years later, because I had little toy magic kits from the toy store.
Right,
yeah,
right.
And then books from the library or a book order, that would come through. They'd have some little piece of shit magic book in there with, make it home with cardboard or something, the tape.
Sure.
And so I started messing with that stuff, and I didn't really have a moment or a thing where I went, this is what I want to do. It just sort of happened. It just sort of evolved and unfolded. I somehow back in the day there, used to be mail order catalogs for a lot of things, still are for some things.
Sure.
And they had magic once, and one of the largest and oldest shops, manufacturing companies of magic tricks is in Michigan. And I'd gotten one of their catalogs. Another one was in New York City. And I just got my hands on one of their catalogs. Oh, and I'd been taken to a magic shop in the Twin Cities there in Minnesota. We lived like 2 hours northwest from the Twin Cities, but like
God, that's like there's nothing up there, is it?
Did you play hockey?
Yeah, every once in a while we'd get to go down, the Twin Cities, and this magic shop was like 2 blocks from the Metrodome. So if we went down to watch the Twins or the Vikings,
Yeah.
I'd like want to walk past the magic shop and like look in the window, and sometimes we'd get to go with it, and we'd go in, and I would sometimes get like a little cheap plastic thing, and when I knew that a magic shop was a thing, that helped the inspiration or the interest, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks cool. I want to do that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You're into something when you're a kid and then you pursue your dream. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. I'm still not a porn star.
I think knowing too, I can get paid doing it. That was something else, of course, that didn't deter me. It surely inspired even further. What, I can do this and can get paid? Oh God, yeah, hell yeah.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, exactly. Where do I buy a dove?
That's really cool.
Hey, you can't really go to Walmart for those. Like, doves are us.
Let's play some word association. I'm going to throw out a few names, and you tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
What are you doing?
Penn and Teller.
Oh, there.
Big guy, small guy.
David Blaine.
Really, really quiet, mumble mouth. I don't know, Marble's mouth.
Chris Angel.
Long hair.
You best.
That's all I got. Yeah. I do watch that big trick magic show. Those guys in Canada, they are pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, those guys. I forgot about them.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. They kind of remind me of like the.
It's kind of a generic Rorschach test, wasn't it?
Kind of. Yeah,
Okay.
They remind me of the what are those guys that got the show? What the hell where they do stupid shit to each other? They like do
porn.
Yeah, but Practical Jokers. That's exactly what they remind me of.
God,
like it's their doppelgangers.
I really hate that show.
I like it. I think they're funny.
They're awful. They're just awful. God.
Oh man, that's awesome. You gotta hit us with another story. You gotta have another one. Any adult stories?
You're on a roll tonight.
I mean, nothing. I'm trying to think. No, nothing. I mean, really, nothing too crazy as far as like that stuff goes. I mean, it was just your just usual weird. Well, I should say usual. I don't know. It seems usual to me.
Awesome.
Stuff, I mean, with like the birds, sometimes you get stopped through security at like the airport and stuff. And
okay, have you done magic to the people at the airport security?
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. So I get asked a lot, like if like, oh, what do they say to you? The security, oh, waka waka,
Yeah.
And it's really, I usually just, I mean, the truth is like they don't say a whole lot because it's not coming through with doves and all that.
Right.
And weird stuff, kind of in sort of my my wardrobe that I wear in everyday life. Isn't a common thing, and so usually people ask if I'm a magician, right?
Yeah.
And I tell them no, I don't like people asking that because then that they feel then they're allowed to start asking more questions, and now we're friends when we're not,
Yeah. Well, you've seen the Tyson thing, right? Like you don't have to take that shit anymore.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just please let me just go through airport security and just go.
And security's like, hey, is that all your doves? You're like, there's one more. Pull down your pants.
But So I just tell them, no, but I work for a funeral company, and the Doves are for a funeral release, and then they get like really like freaked out, and then they shut up really quick, and they feel embarrassed, and then people just leave me alone. So that's like my little secret, which I probably shouldn't have told now, because anybody, if you ever run into me now at an airport.
I'm already calling out because my dad's a funeral director, and I've never seen Doves at our funeral home.
You see like a funeral release, people go, oh, that makes sense.
Doves.
I can also sing.
I'm a wedding coordinator.
Yeah, the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, you've got the floor again. Tell everybody all about you, where they can find you. Do you have a Patreon? That's the word I was looking for earlier.
Yeah, when's your next show?
Yeah.
It's
in
Detroit. I don't have a Patreon, but I mean, just one of the old school method, dansperry.com, a website,
Hashtag give me some fucking money.
You can go to the website. That portal's out into where people can find me, on all the social media platforms and what have you. And tour dates and such are on there. I'm coming back through the Midwest to Wisconsin again in July at St. Croix Casino. Then after that, looking like September, I'll be coming back through the Midwest again, the Chicago area, etc. But yeah.
But where are you performing at? In Illinois?
Wisconsin, St. Croix Casino.
No, in Chicago.
In Chicago, looking at there's a place I go to quite often, once, twice a year. It's a really cool place actually, called the Chicago Magic Lounge. Everybody should look it up. It's a speakeasy that you go into a laundromat, and there's no windows and no doors, and then you have to find.
And you go through the dryer.
Yeah, have you been?
I saw it online, dude. I'm telling you, I'm into magic, man. It's like my secret thing. Like, I love magic. I like magic.
It's the first time I've ever fucking heard.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna come see you. That's awesome.
It's a cool place, and so anybody can just go in and see some amazing bar magicians. One of my favorite magicians in the world. His name's Jeff Bibick. He's one of the best and funniest bar magicians out there. He's always doing tricks behind the bar where you can just come in and watch anytime that they're open, and then if you want the full experience of the full speakeasy, you have to buy tickets for dinner reservations, where you get to experience more shows in more rooms further inside the venue, which are pretty cool. There's some more secret passages, and it's a pretty rad place. I can't put it over enough. And their story is really cool. I remember when I was living in Chicago, they were just getting started, and they started doing it just as a monthly thing in like a church basement, and then it moved to like bi-monthly, and then almost weekly, and they moved to a different place downtown and in a little basement bar, and then from there they were able to get investors and add more days a week, and then they ended up just maybe 4 or 5 years ago cut the ribbon on their new custom building that they created, and it all came from just this idea born from the minds of these Chicago magicians, and giving sort of a hat tip and a nod to magic history and Chicago style magic, which is bar tableside magic that started in Chicago, that up close kind of cabaret type setup. So it's really cool. Anybody listening should check it out. The Chicago Magic Lounge. It's a great place.
Awesome, man.
That's very cool.
I will probably. Is it during the week or is it a weekend?
They do shows during the weekend, over the weekend.
No,
there's always
your show when you're playing there.
But I'm only there on weekends. We're finalizing some of that stuff, and that'll get posted once it gets closer. Hit us up.
Send us a message.
Yeah, definitely love to come see you. You coming with?
Absolutely.
You can look for me. Look for the guy that looks like a young version of John Candy in the audience. And,
that's him.
Yeah.
And the older guy. So this will also be on you can actually see it on I've got if you look at My Worst Holiday podcast on YouTube, I'm recording it on there right now, as well as Facebook Live. So if you want to go back and see us, So, but yeah, okay. So with all that being said, hang on for a second after I wrap this up. Yeah, I am. I haven't done this in a while, so you're my first guest in like a month. Oh, about a month, I think.
Probably a month.
Yeah. A little rusty. So, from the room next to my bathroom in my basement, this has been my worst holiday. In stream. End.
The salesman.